Hundreds of Buddhists at every temple around the country stood in line passionately on Thursday morning to present their offerings to monks and novices to make merit on the day of Buddhist Lent, locally known as Boun Khao Phansa. Our news team has the atmosphere there.
On Boun Khao Phansa, Buddhist adherents visit their local temples early on the morning. Believers of the Buddhist tradition supply monks and novices with food and other daily necessities, as well as offering them candles, robes, and flowers, in the hope it will help them concentrate on their meditation and other studies, and hoping to make merit for themselves, their families, and relatives who have already passed on so that they might be reborn. People also offer sweets, khao tom, among items to the monks as they pass with their silver bowls. These will be taken as snacks because monks are forbidden to eat meals after midday. Some of the offerings will be donated to poor families and hospital patients. Believers are then given blessings by the monks to help them find wisdom, health, happiness, success in life, and be reborn in a good place in the next life. While the start of Lent is enthusiastically observed, the entire 3 months of this period are important to Lao Buddhists, and they will strive to make merit for themselves and their families. The period of Lent is a time for serious devotion to the ways of the Buddha, when monks must strenuously observe their commitments to the 227 Buddhist precepts, meditate and study the Pali scriptures. Pali is the language used by monks to chant during holy ceremonies at the temple. An important aspect of Buddhist Lent is that it is a time for monks to reflect upon themselves and their actions, to consider their faults and past indiscretions. Junior monks will ask for forgiveness from senior monks for any careless words or actions which they may have committed. On the day of Lent, in the evening of 8 p.m., people will attend local temples to walk around the central temple hall 3 times with bunches of flowers and candles to pray for the blessings of Buddha and mark the start of Lent.
บุญเข้าพรรษาปวารณาในเดือน8เพ็งบรรดาออกตนญาติโยมบรรดาญาติพี่น้องของพวกเราจะพร้อมพากันลงมาสู่วัดวาศาสนาเพื่อมาบำเพ็ญบุญกุศลและหนึ่งในนั้นก็จะนำเอาวัตถุทานต่างๆที่ขาดบ่ได้ก็คือผ้าอาบน้ำฝนมาถวายแด่พระสงฆ์สามเณรที่จะเข้าจำพรรษาตลอดระยะไตรมาส3 เดือนมีเครื่องวัตถุทานต่างๆและมีเทียนพรรษาที่จะมาให้พระสงฆ์สามเณรไตรบูชาพระศรีรัตนตรัยแก้วสัมปกันพระพุทธพระธรรมพระสงฆ์ตลอดระยะไตรมาส3 เดือน
According to legend, in the era of Buddha, more than 2,500 years ago, students of the Enlightened One traveled far and wide to help share his teachings and philosophy. But despite their good intentions, they trampled on some of the farmers' rice crops as they walked through the countryside, accidentally squashing some of the small creatures that lived in the fields.
So what I understand is that the monks are going to start like a 3-month retreat in the temples, right? And for that day, it's a very nice day to see that people here really practice their religion. I really like it because in Europe we've lost this a little bit with a Christian religion. Not many people practice it, so I think here it's very nice to see that people have faith in gods and in their religion. So it's very nice.
The villagers began to complain about these men walking through their rice fields, crushing insects beneath their feet. When words reached the Buddha that the villagers were upset, he decided in his wisdom that his followers should remain in the temple during the rainy season, known as Buddhist Lent. This is when all the smaller creatures emerge to breed. The period of Lent is a time for serious devotion to the ways of the Buddha, when monks must strenuously observe their commitments to the 227 Buddhist precepts, meditate and study the Pali scriptures. Pali is the language used by monks to chant during holy ceremonies at the temple.
ก็มาใส่ตามประเพณีที่ว่าตามพ่อแม่ที่ว่าสอนเฮามาที่ว่าเข้าพรรษาต้องมาใส่บาตร
ตัวการเข้าพรรษาก็คือว่าเป็นศาสนาพุทธเนาะคนลาวเฮาทุกคนให้ความใส่ใจกับเรื่องนี้อยู่แล้วและคือว่านับ แต่ละปีคนที่จะมาใส่บาตรหรือว่าเฮ็ดบุญน่าจะหลายขึ้นทุกปีอยู่แล้ว
While an important aspect of Buddhist Lent is that it is a time for monks to reflect upon themselves and their actions, to consider their faults and past indiscretions. Junior monks will ask for forgiveness from senior monks for any careless words or actions they may have committed.